Good morning. I hope that you are doing well this morning, enjoying your favorite cup of coffee, your favorite cup of tea, or depending on when you are watching this video, maybe you've transitioned over to water. Let's get into today's video topic. There are literally two things. All right. So, first things first, I want to give a shout out to Ed. Ed is one of my members who has asked for a couple of months, hey, Rhonda, I want to register for your live session so it's on my calendar and I get a reminder. Well, we used to be able to do that with the Zoom room when I had the webinar kind of tacked onto that, but I don't have that anymore. So it really pushed me to find an additional piece of software because I stream on YouTube now, right? So Ed, now today, right below this video, you can click and you can register for this week's Plan with Rhonda Live. We've pushed it back because of the holiday last week. So you want to attend this week's Plan With Me Live. So go ahead and click that button below. You will add the event to your calendar. And here is something that we are going to be talking about. So typically the Plan With Me Lives are all about planning. But if you have a plan and you don't have accountability, then do we really see those plans through? So very quick story time here, and we're going to wrap everything up with a bow, and you'll find out more details at the end of Plan with Rhonda Live. All right. So my husband graduated from the Citadel, Maggie graduated from the Citadel, and my son Thomas, who is a junior, has not yet graduated from the Citadel, but he's a junior. All right. So last spring, one of the things that he said is, I'm going out for JSA. JSA is Junior Sword Arch. It is a very exclusive, small group of juniors. And the sole purpose of these 17 cadets is to perform for the Corps during Parents Weekend, just for the Corps. And they are to hold swords, the sword arch, for cadets as they are presented with their escorts, parents, for their ring day. It's ring day weekend. It's Parents Weekend. It is a huge, huge milestone. So part of that is there's about 60 guys from the junior class that started for tryouts. So it started last spring. And he left and, he did a summer thing. What I started to see with Thomas and his summer routine when he came home from his internship is that he would have a workout plan because it's very physical and shine his brass. So brass is a part of the cadet's uniform. They have a breastplate and a waist plate. And he completed 4 sets. You can complete as many as you want. You definitely want to have more than one because if one gets messed up, then you're kind of out of it. When I say that boy shined some brass over the summer, probably over 200 hours of shining brass. So I saw a rhythm and a routine. So we had a goal and we were mapping out the steps and he was taking the steps and I saw that daily routine. No matter what, if it was raining, if he didn't feel well, it was still exercise, check that off, that training plan, and shining brass. Now, when he gets back to school, there is just a week or so, but then it's a very intense tryout period for 2 weeks. So that list of 60 has whittled itself down to about 40. And then after the first week of very intense tryouts is mid-cuts. He made it. And then he was able to sleep on the weekend, which we were really excited about. So Monday, he started back in and he's working. And I'm like, it just the intensity, because I know how bad he wants it. I know how intense the tryouts are and what he did to prepare. So we've got planning, we've got implementation, and now we've got milestones. Again, this school is rooted in tradition. Everything about wanting to be a Junior Sword Arch member is all about tradition. And so finally, last night at about 9 or 9:30, when the 17 are selected, They run back to their barracks. They stand in front of their company. So he's a first sergeant for November. And they cover them in shaving cream. They have all of these really crazy uniforms. They use brooms for their arches. It is a huge celebration. And everybody on campus knows who is JSA. That one tryout spanned 6+ months of preparation for probably a 4-hour performance. It's pretty amazing. It was discipline. It was consistency. And it was me like at a very high anxiety level because there's nothing I can do to help except support. And in that support, what was really interesting, we have text threads with the kids and we text them good morning every single morning. With Thomas, each day, what I found myself, and it was kind of a normal pattern, it was like he would do a report. The tryouts each night were like 3.5, 4 hours long. And he probably lost 10 or 15 pounds in those 2 weeks of tryouts. So he would give the report of what happened. But then the next day, the next morning, as part of his kind of text thread, what's the 1% that you can improve on today? So instead of getting overwhelmed with all of what is happening physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things happening at one time, zeroing in on the 1% improvement. And he would list the one thing. And I knew he would focus just on that one thing. I'm sure all the other things are floating around, but just that one thing. And now that became a pattern where it would be, here is what happened. The next morning, what's the 1%? So we get down to the final day. It's 9:30 in the evening. Maggie's at the Citadel. We're pins and needles, like waiting to hear. And we see the video of Thomas running into his battalion, standing in front of his company as one of the 17 of JSA. Could not be any more prouder, not just of the accomplishment, but of the entire process and what that taught my child. The connection that we had, like he and his dad, the bond that he and his dad have, just that experience of his dad knows what that means. And any cadet who has, or any graduate of the Citadel knows what that means. But just experiencing that and just watching the discipline and the accountability and the milestones and the highs and the lows and everything that's thrown in your way, which is such an amazing segue into what we're going to talk about at the end of Plan with Rhonda Live this week. It's something you've been asking for, and I just had to get my mind right. And after going through this experience with my son, I know that right now the time is right. So click the button below. I hope to see your smiling face. And Mama's preparing for the parents' weekend and just hugging my son. I just can't even wait. Like very, very emotional. Like last night we were screaming, we were crying. Just a very emotional time. And I hope that we see that same experience for you. But you gotta come. Playing with me, Rhonda Live. It's going to be like no other that I've done before. All right. So go ahead and click the link below and we will see your smiling face streaming Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Take care. We'll talk soon.